Hello everybody and welcome to this latest episode of The Money Man. Now today I've got a really interesting numismatic product to show you, and I think this is going to be a really fantastic one to get hold of if you are a collector. I don't think it matters even if you collect numismatic products or not. I think this one could be of real interest to any kind of collector out there. So let's have a look at it. Here we go. So what I'm going to show you today is this wonderful new 20 lei note produced by the National Bank of Romania. It's just been released to the best of my knowledge, and what it is this is a celebration of the first banknote ever put into circulation by the National Bank of Romania back in 1881. So that's why it's got the date of the 19th of January 1881. And what's going on here is basically they've taken the original design of that first banknote and updated it and produced it on a polymer substrate. And I think that's a really fantastic idea of taking these wonderful designs from the past and melding them with modern banknote printing technology to produce a wonderful commemorative numismatic product. I think that's a fantastic idea. So I am really in favour of this. I have been critical of numismatic products in the past, and I know there are people in the banknote collecting community that don't like them, but I think this is a real winner, because for those of us that have to collect on a budget, who are not super rich and have loads of disposable income, this gives us a tangible piece of history that we can hold in our hands. And so in keeping with that principle, what I'm going to do is save a lot of the analysis of this banknote, of this numismatic product, until when I have an actual physical version in my hands to show you. So there will be a follow-up video on this banknote, but I will go over some of the core concepts that are going on in this this numismatic product. So you can see straight away we've got the denomination of 20 represented in the left clear window, and on the right hand side you can see the bust of a Roman emperor, and that is Emperor Trajan. Now I'm going to explain why specifically Emperor Trajan is on this note, but also what I want you to notice is that there's Latin represented on here as well. Now I'm not going to translate the Latin, I'll leave that for a further video. But what you've got here is you've got the connections between the modern state of Romania, which was conceived around about this time in the mid to late 19th century, and also you've got the connections between the people of Romania and the activities of the National Bank of Romania. So they're celebrating a lot of things: Romania's connection with the Roman Empire, the birth of the modern state of Romania, and also the beginning of the activities of the National Bank of Romania. So there's lots going on in this banknote. Now, why have they chosen Emperor Trajan? Well, I think the reason is because if we look at the etymology of the word Romania, it actually means the people of Rome, or the people of the Roman Empire. So the Romanian state claims lineage or descendancy from the Romans, the Roman Empire itself. And there was a very key campaign that Trajan fought in Dacia, and he actually subdued the barbarian region of Dacia, which became, which is part of the modern state of Romania, and it became a province of the Roman Empire. It became Roman Dacia, and the entirety of that Roman province can be found within the boundaries of modern-day Romania today. So I think that's why they've chosen Emperor Trajan specifically to be represented on this banknote when they did this design originally in 1880. So I think that's absolutely fascinating. There's so much history for me to talk about in the next video, so I won't go into too much detail like I said. So let's have a look at the reverse of the note. Now you can see here that again we've got Emperor Trajan represented on the note, and overwhelmingly contemporary historians and historians of our time celebrate Trajan as a great war leader. He was an astute diplomat. He was, a champion of infrastructure. He built many great infrastructure projects, some of which still survive until this day. He's somewhat controversial in some regards amongst academics, but overall he's seen as one of the great Roman emperors. So that's why he gets a lot of credit. But also, like I said, it's because of that campaign in Dacia, I believe. That is my feeling about it anyway. So there we go. So there have been 30,000 pieces issued by the National Bank of Romania at the very modest price of 100 lei. I think that's very fair. I think that's a very fair price. Okay, this is supposed to be a non-circulating commemorative. It is a numismatic product, so, you know, it has no real face value in essence. You can't go out and spend this. But I think it's just a really wonderful way to celebrate Romanian statehood, the connections with the great Roman Empire, which is a source of continued interest for a lot of Europeans, even people around the world, myself especially, and also the National Bank of Romania. I think it's just celebrating a lot of cool things. So I'm really excited to get a hold of this, and I'm already in talks with a very, very good friend of mine, an absolute legend from Romania, who's already offered to send this to me. So Cosmin, if you're watching, yes, I would love this, because I want to do another video on this, and I want to give you a big shout out when I get hold of that. But we'll talk later on about that. Okay, you can see the dimensions at the bottom. Really fantastic note. Can't wait to get a hold of this. Let me know what you think about these numismatic products. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see old banknotes that are no longer printed, of course, obviously, updated on polymer substrates. And particularly what I would like to see is banknotes from the British Empire on polymer substrate. That's what I would love to see, especially from banks that either don't exist or that don't produce currency anymore. Now you might be thinking, well, how's that going to work? Well, the Franklin Mint have produced numismatic products in the past, and I know a lot of banknote collectors don't like these. But I think if you can find a way of completely differentiating numismatic products away from the originals by printing them on polymer substrate, I think this will create a really new, interesting avenue of collection for people who just don't have the money to collect the original things, the original examples. I think this is a really nice idea. I'm all for it. I hope to see more, and I would love to see some colonial era banknotes from the British Empire printed on polymer substrate to separate them into a new realm of numismatic products. It's probably never going to happen, but man, if that did happen, I would be so, so happy. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I can't wait to do the follow-up video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. It's the Money Man, signing out for now. Bye-bye.